were going to the conference. We had like 3 hours and 20 minutes of a drive. It had been raining in the morning. We got up early to get down there. And the state of Texas had a very sharp curve on the highway alongside the alongside the interstate. The state of Texas didn't find it wise to put a sharp curve warning arrow, or a few, where this curve takes place. So you're going highway speed, and all of a sudden you have this sharp curve. So I went off the road, and I'm in a ditch between the highway and a railroad track. And I hope I'm close enough to the highway to where I don't get hit by a train on the tracks. Some reason, just for sheer aggravation, I'm here because an unfortunate combination of circumstances. Now maybe I would have been able to stay on the road if it hadn't been raining, if I hadn't hydroplaned. Maybe I would be able to stay on the road if I had some type of indication that I was taking a sharp turn. But I'm not from around here. I don't know the roads. And because of that, because of my ignorance as an out-of-stater, I somehow deserve to be in a road with a flat tire, off the rim, probably a messed up alignment, and I'd expect some type of leak, if not just complete destruction of my transmission or oil pan or any other assortment of things. This could be the end of my trip right now, because some idiot thought it was smart to just not warn people about a sharp, dangerous curve on a high-speed highway. I'm waiting on my friends, waiting on the Oars to come and pull me out. Their truck had a flat, so they're going to be trying to pull me out with a minivan. Honestly, I don't see that happening. Honestly, I don't believe good luck is something I'm going to be graced with on this trip. And honestly, I feel like this spells the end of everything. There will be no Falk expedition. There will be no Bigfoot conference. And as much as I want to be wrong, I've just come to expect that this is my luck. And this is what plays out. And yeah, it might seem dark. It might seem pessimistic, but I can never just have an experience. I can never just have a trip where things don't get dicey like this. This looks bad. Worse than it usually is. I don't see a solution. And honestly, I don't see a point in even trying to continue. So, a little accident today happened super early in the morning, 6:30, 7-ish, and well, it's 2:30 now. I'm in the town of Joshua, still 3 hours from Jefferson where the convention's taking place. I haven't even started working on my alignment issues. I did get a tire on there. I got a used tire. But I've been sitting in a parking lot since 11:30 today. So for 11, 12, 1, 1 to 2, 3 hours I've been sitting here for them to start work on my vehicle to help fix the alignment. It's making some noises. I don't know. I know that I need an alignment job, and I made the decision to get it fixed here. Even though it was running down the road and everything, I just wanted to make sure that there wasn't something serious going on underneath. But I'm here. It's going to be a 3 or 4 hour project. So at best, I'll be getting out of here at 5. These guys probably leave not long after that. But if I get out of here at 5 or 6, it's still another 3 hours. So we're talking 8 or 9 before I get down to Jefferson. Meet and greet with the guest speakers starts at 7. So I will be late for that. And then the lecture with Adam Davies, I believe, starts at 9 or 9:30. It's a 30-minute talk about the Yeti in Nepal and searching for it with Josh Gates. So this is something that they did recently, and they actually found a track. I don't know, I really don't want to miss that. I really don't want to miss the meet and greet either, but too bad. Unless these guys turn a 4-hour job into, I don't know, 1 hour, I'm going to be here for the better part of my day and miss the things down in Jefferson. This was the highlight. This was the highlight of the whole Bigfoot thing this week, and kind of disappointed that, of course, this would be the time where things go bad. Okay, despite all the craziness that happened, despite the insanity with going off the road and narrowly missing a telephone pole and landing in a ditch right next to the railroad tracks, I did manage to get another tire put on. I had to get a new tire, and that was like 50 something, and then I had to spend a couple hundred for an alignment and some assorted repairs with that alignment that were necessary prior to aligning the tires. So that was something I needed to do before I left anyway. So I mean, really the only thing I'm looking at now that I noticed is I have a leak in the oil, and my vehicle doesn't want to go over 75 miles an hour, which it only goes to 85, so that's not that big of a deal, and I'm not enough in a hurry to where I really speed on the interstate anyway. But the speed limit is 75, and really I'm going about 70 on average, just to keep things, you know, in case it's some engine issue or transmission issue. I don't want to push it too much. I am still trying to drive 3 hours to the town of Jefferson. Now, I've done about an hour and 20 minutes, so I'm about an hour and 40 minutes out. It's 6:22. The meet and greet starts at 7 at a Mexican restaurant. It looks like I'm going to be about an hour late, but I'll still have a good hour to maybe meet some of the speakers at the Texas Bigfoot conference. I get to see all of the lectures, more than likely. There's only one tonight, and that starts at 9:30. So I have plenty of time for that, and then I'll be down here. I'll probably get a hotel and afterwards, and then I'll be here the rest of the day tomorrow. Now I was gonna go back and visit the Orr family a little bit more, and that was becoming a problem because then that means I'd have to drive another 6 hours to go back to Burleson and then back out to back on the way home. So it'd be 3 hours back to Burleson and then 3 hours coming from Burleson, extended to my trip. So I think I might have a solution with that. There's somebody, an old acquaintance that I'm gonna get a hold of, and hopefully we could plan something else so it won't be so strenuous on my beat up truck. I really put it through a lot today. It's put me through a lot today. I've been very stressed, but as of right now, the vehicle is cruising down the highway, and we are on our way to Caddo Lake and Jefferson area. So the next stage of our research investigation is about to commence. But whew, it's been crazy. Really took a couple of days off from all of this by just hanging out with the family. But of course now we're back to insanity. And I knew that I was going to have vehicle problems from the very start. I didn't know I was going to go flying into a ditch, but I'd count that as a vehicle problem. Or better yet, I mean, maybe it's better categorized as a driver problem, but as a result, there were vehicle problems that stemmed forth from it. But I don't know. It's been nuts. But still all right. Still cruising down. Still got Bandit with me. And while a little off schedule, it's still on point to make it work. Big thing is we got the conference tomorrow. And with each mile we get closer and closer, and I feel a little bit more confident that I'm going to be attending. Alright, on that note, wish the truck luck. Wish me luck, wish Bandit luck. May Bigfoot be with you. Okay, so we are at a boat ramp outside of Jefferson. We're along the water. There's a kayak paddling trail around here, and as far as I'm concerned, I guess there's primitive campsites somewhere nearby too. Just walk up and see a sign. But we made it into Jefferson, and we came in halfway through the meet and greet, a little after 8 o'clock, and it started at 7. We got to see, I didn't get to say anything to really anybody, but we got to see Jeff Meldrum and some other familiar faces. I got to talk to Adam Davies before he started his presentation. Actually, the way it worked out was there were too many filled seats, and I ended up standing up at the front, and that's where he ended up giving his presentation. So I got to say a few words to him, and hear some of his personal conversations with some of the other people, which was kind of interesting. And he jumped into his conversation about Yetis in Nepal, and searching for those with the Monster Quest crew, and then later on with Josh Gates from Destination Truth and Expedition Unknown. Anyway, after the presentation, we kind of filed out, and it was interesting to see people like Craig Woolheater and Jeff Meldrum and Lyle Blackburn in person. I got to wave and acknowledge Lyle Blackburn. He nodded back at me, and didn't try to like force a conversation or anything. But a lot of these people, you know, you read their books and you really want to talk to them and get some type of exchange of ideas and personal opinions. And I've done just enough field research where, you know, I've got something to say about that too. But it's still early, you know, that's what tomorrow's for. But instead of going and trying to find a room at the booked hotels, and instead of coming in late to Caddo Lake State Park, which was probably booked. Hey, come back. Instead of doing all that, we came out here to this boat ramp thing, which is in the thick forest on the backwaters of Caddo Lake, I believe. And come here, Bandit. Come here. Come here. Hey, come here. Come here. Stay. And we're out here because we figure if we're also doing field research, this would be a better location for a potential sighting. You gotta watch Bandit as he gets near the water, because I don't know if Caddo Lake has a bunch of alligators or not. But yeah, so we're out here and I'm looking at these cypress trees, and we are in the zone. We are in an excellent location for research, and nobody is here. Not a single car in the parking lot. So So we'll see. Come here, Bandit. Bandit, come here. No, 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 no. Let me walk down to the water with you. Gonna try to do some tree knocks out here, since it's seemingly we're all alone. This would be a good opportunity. Try it out. There are several sightings of Bigfoot in the Caddo Lake area, so I'd hate to come down here and never make the initiative to call out to something in an isolated part of its alleged domain. All right, so we're getting out of the Bigfoot conference, and we're heading down for the meet and greet and the little dinner at Big Pine Lodge, right off of Caddo Lake, and right at the edge of the swamp. It was really cool. I really enjoyed the conference. I met a few people there in the audience that were interesting individuals, but I got products from most of the speakers, with the exception of a couple of them, and I got something from Meldrum and Lyle Blackburn, and yeah, I got all of the stuff that I bought today was autographed, so that's neat. I didn't even ask for a signature, so that was neat that they kind of expected that. But it was really cool getting there and getting to meet these people, and you know, when I was making a transaction, small talk would come out, and you know, I got to get my ideas out there and voice my opinions, and I think I established myself as someone with critical thinking ability, and notably, these people admired that. At the end of the conference, they had a question panel for all the guests, or all the guest speakers. I got the last question, and got a lot of feedback that it was a strong question, and that not everyone felt qualified to answer it, but everyone did put in their words, their input, and it was very cool to see that I stirred the pot a little bit. I talked personally to Lyle. He's working on a Southern Bigfoot book, and you know, I mentioned that, you know, I might have some input to say about that later. But you know, I contacted him and Adam Davies on Facebook, and I mentioned that, and both of them did recall speaking with me, and they remembered the situation, and so I felt welcome, and I felt pertinent enough to be remembered from conversations weeks ago. So I really did enjoy finally meeting these people, confirming that they recalled who I was, and then getting my opinions out there in the very basic way, but enough to whoa, there's a dog in the road, and he moved, but enough to kind of establish some credibility in this field. And I don't know, I had fun today. I really liked the topics. You know, I didn't fall asleep for any of them. You know, I've been up early, so I was a little drowsy at times, but I was wide awake and heard everything that was being said, and I really enjoyed that. I had some bad luck on my lunch break. I went into town, I got some cash back to get some stuff, and Bandit...
Farm to Market 2198 for 1.5 miles.
Sorry, I'm trying to pay attention and do a video here. And it's, what are y'all doing?
Market 2198.
These people are trying to figure out where they're going. Sorry. So anyway, I was on my lunch, and now the GPS won't shut up. Sometimes it's so hard to do a video. Anyway, so I was on my break, and everything was fine and dandy in terms of like the vehicle and all of that, and all those concerns that I had earlier. You know, I'd kind of dismissed them because I'm not driving hour-long things now, and I found a way to get back down to Burleson without extenuous driving. So I was feeling good. Well, lo and behold, Bandit would accidentally hit the button on his passenger side window and roll the window down. Well, the thing about my truck is the windows don't roll back up on their own. So I was trying to get it with my fingers initially, and it just was too low down and I couldn't get my grip on it. Unfortunately, I pulled out the pliers to grab it, and when I did, somehow the entire door window, the entire passenger side window shattered and fell down into the door. So I have a window that is wide open, as wide open can be, and if the weather gets bad or if I go somewhere with mosquitoes, I will hate it. It also won't be fun on the interstate for obvious reasons. So I have an issue with that, but I'm hoping that maybe I can get it fixed. Today's Saturday. Tomorrow's Sunday fun day. I'm going to take some time and go kayaking out on the Caddo Lake and stuff. All the window glass repairs, those guys are closed on Sunday anyway, but I'm hoping that by Monday I can get an early repair before I start heading back down to see the oars in Burleson. Crazy stuff. I mean, this type of stuff happens, you know, and it was one of those things. I was listening to Adam Davies and how he was talking about traveling around the world, and he was in areas where there was a civil war breaking out, where there was a skirmish of people, like right there, where he was landing on in an airplane, and it's kind of like, I thought I had it bad, but it's like when you take risks, when you go on an adventure, when you take the noble expedition in the name of science and discovery, bad things are probably going to happen to you. And most of the time, I think that's what helps the mysteries. It's pure serendipity that keep the mysteries hidden. Because the guy who has a bad alignment job or whatever, or he's sitting there and he has an issue with his window breaking, that guy's going to go home. That guy is going to go home. But not me. I mean, that's the thing, is mystery, it seems to be fortuitously protected by the malfunctions and misfortunes of those who seek to solve it. And I feel like that's something that I'm confronted with right now. I've been having some bad luck, but I've got to see this through to the end. That's the only way discoveries are made. And if I turn around and run away with my tail between my legs now, then I'll never get to where I want to be. I'll never see the things that I'm out here trying to see. So it's all about fighting the good fight, and yeah, you will have conflict, and you got to see your way through it. And I'm just glad that I got to do this conference and have this experience.